insurance?
What got me into One Community Insurance Group again was our Lord and Savior. It was something that I think He was pulling on me to do for my family and our community, because life insurance is just something, death is just something that we don't talk about, in our families, culturally. So definitely being at the right place at the right time and, following His direction, for my life, because life insurance, who wants to talk about that? That's an unpopular, subject to talk about. So, for me, it was like somebody has to be that person in our family, in our community, to really step out of our comfort zone, because that's uncomfortable to talk about for, you know, again, our culture when we're talking about leaving. And that's something that we know we are going to have to do, but we don't want to talk about it. So, he gave me, being comfortable with talking about it, um, breaking those barriers, breaking those cycles, because it's very important, for the children, the parents to, have those conversations. What will it look like when mom or dad, leaves? How would, so preparation is the key. How would that look? And, it's very important.
Okay, so what are the benefits of having life insurance?
Oh, wow, so many. A lot of when we talk culturally, we think that, oh, when I pass away, somebody's going to get my money. But a lot of what I love about it is a lot of the great benefits of it is, the living benefits. A lot of people don't know that you can actually use life insurance while you are still living. And, I get like, what? But getting it while you're still living, it's called living benefits. So if you are diagnosed with certain, sicknesses and ailments such as cancer, heart attack, stroke, anything of that nature, and they are, qualifying illnesses, but you can actually draw down or get a lump sum of your actual life insurance policy while you're still living and use that money, because what happens when we get sick, we're off work, so that income is gone, medical bills come in, so we want to, make spread awareness that you don't have to wait till you pass away to use this benefit. You can use it to, keep your bills afloat, pay the mortgage, pay the rent, take care of the kids, all of your expenses that you may have. You can take care of that with your actual life insurance policy. Oh, great.
No, it's not true. What do you feel are some misconceptions about life insurance?
It's too expensive. I don't need it right now. I'll get it when I'm older. And those are some really bad misconceptions about it, because for one, it's affordable. Our deacon at church today was talking about things that we can afford, to do while we're, here. We waste so much money on other things or have so many other expenses sometimes that are considered unnecessary, right? So, when we're talking on that level, affordability, it's affordable. So sometimes instead of, going out to eat, we can probably cut back on some of those things too. But again, it's affordable. Other misconception is, they won't pay me out. That's especially in our, community, and I've heard that so many times, so I can kind of speak to that. They won't. Life insurance is not good. It's not good. It's life insurance is actual contractual agreement with the life insurance carrier or company with the insured to say that, hey, as long as you pay your premiums, we will cover you and pay your family tax-free, no taxes, nothing comes out of that amount that you designated to go to your family, your beneficiary, while you, and you can designate those for them. And so, yeah, And I think it's, just again, a lot of misconception around it because, you know, some things that we're unfamiliar with, while we're going on, we don't know. So our mission is to spread awareness and, get the word out and let people know that, hey, you can afford it. Get it for yourself, get it for your children, your spouse, your parents, everyone. Absolutely everyone needs it.
Okay. What are some situations you've seen that didn't turn out favorable with people who didn't have life insurance?
Hmm. Well, that's a great, great point. And it's something that happens common. We're unprepared and we don't, take the time to prepare. Again, one of the things we think we have time, our children are getting up here, more so than, our older seniors. So, you know, when we don't have the money and the funds to pay for the funeral, we start to, and that's stressful, because you can't grieve properly when you're thinking about how am I going to bury my loved one, you know. And so what I've seen is trying to come up with money, I say back in the day we used to have the, fish fries or, selling the chicken plates or the church. We look to the churches to, help bury our loved ones. And it's just no one's responsibility but our own, Each family, each person is responsible for, their lives and making sure that they can, have and take care of those final expenses.
Who do you trust? So, who do you trust with your life insurance? Like, with the policies, like who would a person? Yes. So I know sometimes people say, well, I've heard people say that families get into scuffles about, this belongs to me and this belongs to me. How would a person properly choose a person to be over their life insurance policy?
That's a very great question. It's something that we talk about all the time because, you know, again, going back to preparation is key. Having that trustworthy, family member, whether that be, a husband or a wife, a parent, um, or the children. I think one thing that we talk about in our seminars is um, having the conversation, sitting your family down and letting them know while you're still here that this is going to go to her, this is going to go to him, this is how I want things. You're going to take care of the home. You know what I mean? Or the home belongs to everybody. So structuring and having that conversation, putting everything on the table and letting them know that your wishes. And that way, everyone knows, and it's not hearsay. Well, Mama said that I can have the house, or Mama said that I can have her, nice mink or fur coat, materialistic things that families often fight over, or money, and it really tears families apart. And so, again, for me, I think sitting down and having a conversation, during the holidays, we often play games all of that is great, but I think there needs to be, we need to set the tone. There needs to be a conversation had, to put everything on the table, and that way everyone knows what to do. Everyone knows what's expected of them. Everyone knows what goes to who when that loved one passes away. So um, having that trustworthy person in your life to make sure that the funds go where they need to go. The funds go to take care of the children, pay off the home, all of those things. So
Okay. So as far as the range of life insurance policies, like what does the range look like of how much each life insurance policy is? Like, do you have like I guess an idea of the range?
like the starting face amounts can be anywhere from 1,000 up to $1 million to $2 million worth of life insurance on a person that they like to get. So, and one thing I like to say is, we want to make sure that each client, you stay within your budget, stay within your budget, and that way you know that you have something in place. And if income changes or life circumstances changes, then, we could look at increasing it. But yeah, any range from, again, 1,000, 2,000, which we know $1,000 won't cover a funeral, but you have that. So you may have like a senior with multiple policies, so they may need a few more $1,000 to help take care of those, extra expenses there. So
Okay. Which policy do people typically go for?
they normally go for, whole life or term. And there's so many different policies out there. There's, IUL, Index Universal Life, which basically mirrors a whole life insurance policy. And then our term policies that they have there are, for a term, normally 10, 15, 20, or 30 years. And after that, the policy expires. So I like to educate our clients on, what policies are best for you, because every one policy isn't best for everyone. So getting your needs and taking care of what you need for your family is very important. So that's what we focus on.
Okay, so the individual needs.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, how long is a life insurance meeting? Like the first meeting, how long is it typically?
So normally what we do, we schedule or have our clients schedule like a 15-minute complimentary consultation with us. And that way we're kind of delving into, what are your needs? What do you want this life insurance policy to do for you and your family? And sometimes, we go 15 to 30 minutes, it just depends. But that way, just getting that overall, basis on what you need for you and your family.
Okay. So how often should clients connect with you?
We like to connect with our clients normally on an annual basis to see, hey, has anything changed? We have marriage, we have new bundles of joy. So taking those things into consideration in purchasing a new home. So any life changes, it's very important to sit down with our clients to say, hey, has anything changed? What can we do to, make your life insurance policy meet your needs?
Okay, I know you spoke about multiple policies. Which one do you suggest or recommend? Do you recommend the multiple policies or just having one?
Well, I would say it just depends on the individual because you do have some that have multiple policies. You have some that have term policies. You have some that has those permanent policies in place. You have some people who have policies at work, and we think that that's enough, or we think that it stops there. Oh, I have life insurance at work, so that's another educational piece that we like to bring awareness to our clients to say that the life insurance policy that you have at work or through your employer is really not your own. Once you leave, whether it be a change of job or retirement, that everything ceases. Your benefits, your life insurance, so everything stops. It's not, you can't take it with you. So, we always say having a standalone policy aside from your employer is best.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to leave the viewers with?
Oh, wow. Yes. That, having the conversations with your families is very important. Preparation is key. Reach out to us. We will answer, any questions that you may have to make it a stress-free process for you. And, don't wait. A lot of people, whether young and older, clients, and just when we hear things or hear people talk, one of the things, is we think we have time. We don't know the day nor the hour. So preparing now is key, having the conversation with your children, preparing. So if something happens to me, so say for instance, I like to use parents, we have, single mothers out here that are taking care of the children. And if you are the only one that are taking care of your children and making things happen and, they're depending on you and your income, if something happens to you and you have no life insurance, what does that look like for your children? Who's going to take care of them? And we all know no one can take care of our children like, every mother, I think, or parent feels that way. No one can take care of our children like like we do. So having said that, why not take the proper steps to structure something to make sure that my children are taken care of whether I'm here and when I'm gone, So I think that's very important. Same with spouses. You have, husband and wives that one depends on, income. So if something happens to them, how does that look? What does that look like for our household? How does that look for our family? Purchasing home, I like to always educate our clients. We speak of building generational wealth. And again, life insurance is the quickest way, one of the quickest ways to build generational wealth because you have this, lump sum of death benefit that, you have for your family when you pass away. So again, speaking of, purchasing a home, we said, this is building generational wealth. Well, if something happens, if you purchase this home on a 2-person income, one passes away, what's going to happen to, that other, loved one who's left to take care of all of the expenses of the mortgage and, the home and things like that. So then that generational wealth gets taken away when the banks say, hey, you're behind on the mortgage. You're going to have to take the home back. So that generational wealth. So I think purchasing a home, when we say that, is twofold because yes, it's starting generational wealth, but you're starting ownership. But until that home is actually paid out in full, it really doesn't belong to you, to that individual. So I think having those conversations are, very important as well. And, it's an important factor that I want to leave with our viewers. And, don't put it off. Don't put it off because we've seen so many families, come where there's no money. There's no money, and the funerals are everything. Inflation, everything is increasing, pricing, and the cost of a funeral is very expensive. Anywhere from $3,000, $5,000, up to $10,000, $12,000. When you look at the overall expense, so that can actually can be detrimental to a families on their finances. So. We just want to again spread awareness and say, don't wait until it's too late. Even for our babies, our children, getting life insurance policies on them is very important too, because again, they're getting out of here way more than, some of the seniors. And as sad as it is, we're just going to have to kind of buckle down and say, have those hard conversations that, need to be had. And just take care of what needs to be taken care of.
Okay. So how would the viewers get in contact with you in order to get life insurance?
Thank you. So we are, can reach us via phone, 901-406-3550. Email us at onecommunityinsurancegroup@yahoo.com. We are on pretty much all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. And then you can schedule a consultation with us. Have you drop the link? But yeah, scheduling consultations, reaching out via phone. We're on social media, but it's mainly for, educational and posting. So we recommend, scheduling consultation with our booking link or reaching out to us via phone. It's the best way to get in contact with us in our office.
Thank you so much, Daphny, for meeting me in the gym.
Thank you.